So I just wanted to catch us up. I have this page here with some items in a div. And in fact, what's happening is I've made a div and I'm calling the items, the images, into the background of the div. What I'd like to do next is I would like to make it so you click on this butterfly and it jumps down to this spider surprise that I have hidden on my page somewhere. So what I've done here is, you remember how we did a relative page in HTML? You use the anchor tag and then an href and then the name of the second page. I think our second page was like second page HTML. Well, this is the third use for the anchor tag. The third use is you can call an anchor tag and you use the href, but instead of calling an external page, you can link your anchor tag to another part of your document. So in this case, what I've done is I've linked not to another HTML page, but to hashtag, and in this case, I've called it spider surprise. I've wrapped this anchor tag open and closing it around my div tag so that I can click on the entire div and have that be my link, href that I have up here. So that when I click on my butterfly, it should jump down to my spider div. And now when I click on the butterfly, boom, shoot. In most cases, if it were a line of text, it would jump down there, but it's not, it's jumping to the top left corner of my spider div. So it isn't working exactly the way I want. What I would recommend is you try using this anchor tag the way I have it set up, opening and closing the link around another name. Try that and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we're going to use jQuery to correspond down to this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But first you should try this to see if it works for you. So we just talked about how to use the anchor tag within a document. You have an anchor tag and then you have a named item and it can jump there for you. It's actually really useful, but in our case, two things. It wasn't a smooth transition and it didn't actually go to where we wanted it to go. We wanted it to go to our little spider. So what we're going to do now is level up, and we are going to use jQuery, which is a library, a JavaScript library, and we're going to use jQuery to zhuzh up our code. The first thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to bring that extra jQuery library into your document. So I have some links in this YouTube video, and this link you can just copy and paste into your document. It is just like we have our style sheet being immediately brought into our HTML document. This allows us to bring an external script and have it available in our document. There are lots and lots of really amazing JavaScript libraries out there in the world, and they're actually easy to use. So we're not going to type anything in here. We're going to copy and paste because I've given you the code. Because the main thing I want you to understand is the concept behind how to use JavaScript and jQuery, which again is a library that you add on to JavaScript. Okay, I have actually, I don't know if you noticed, but I cleaned up my code here so that I took out all that anchor tag stuff, and I just have my main content div and then the divs that have my images. Perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'll say for you, copy the code that's in the YouTube comment section from author. I don't know what it's called. And what you want to do is you want to add the script at the end of your document. So I'm opening up and bringing that jQuery library in here. And then I want to add the code right before the closing HTML tag. I promise you, this is how it works. You put that in there, and the code will work for you. What's happening is the author, who I'll also credit, wrote a function to allow one item in my document to scroll down to another item. And in this case, do you remember I had a class butterfly? And what I'm doing here is, remember how in our style sheet, how do you talk to a class? You put a period in front of it. So that's what I'm going to do here. I want to talk to that butterfly class. Great. And when someone clicks on that butterfly class, I want them to jump down to my spider element. Now in this case, I actually changed the spider into an ID. And how does an ID work? It's very similar, except for instead of a period, you have a hashtag in front of it. I wanted to make it a one-off. I don't want to make it confusing. I want the caterpillar to only go to one place, and that one place is this ID here. And in my code that already exists, it says getElementById. What element do I have by ID? Spider. Cool. All right, I'm going to save this. And then in my Sublime text, I can do open in browser. And here I can click on my spider. Zoo, it goes down to, nope, shoot, sorry, I just said I click on my butterfly and then it goes down to the spider. What's nice about this is it adds the scroll, so it's like a smoother transition. I think that for Mac, this will be very useful.